at the beginning of April, I was invited to do a top secret closed room copy training for Agora Financial. And the topic was the cost of cheap curiosity. So, that video is also here on my channel, and you should check it out. But in short, the idea was when you write emails, specifically about emails, when you write emails that don't give any information and attempt to create curiosity, you've seen the type where it says, this is going away, click here now to find out more, or to claim your copy, what have you. You're creating what I call cheap curiosity, and it will get clicks, it will get opens, it will get opens and it will get clicks, and it may get conversions, but it's less. When you do your metrics and you check your numbers, you'll find that it converts less. And if it doubles your clicks and gives you a 25% decrease in conversion, you still come out ahead. But you got to watch that, because it could increase your clicks by 20% and decrease your conversion by 50%. And then you're losing money, even though you feel like you're doing something positive. Anyway, the point is, a lot of times it makes sense to develop more curiosity and hand off from the email to the sales page or what have you, a more qualified reader or a more qualified viewer. And so that takes more information. So, and I'm not going to tell you the whole thing that I talked about on the Agora call, but curiosity doesn't go like this, where you know more information and you get less curious. It goes like this. If you know no information, you have no curiosity. If you know little information, you have a little curiosity. You know a little more, there's a little more curiosity, until you get to a certain point where now I feel like I know what's going on, and curiosity falls back off. I don't know if that translates on video the way that I want it to, but you get my point. So anyway, one thing that we can do, there's a lot of things that we can do, but one thing that I want to tell you about today that will increase the curiosity and make clicks happen more. You're going to get more clicks, you're going to get better clicks, and you're going to get people who click next time, as long as you don't screw it up on the other side of the click, but get readers in the habit of clicking for the right reasons and feeling good about it, and so they want to do it more. One of the things that you can do, I learned it accidentally. Not learned it, but I was reminded of it by Jocko Willink. Is that how you pronounce his name? The Navy SEAL guy, extreme ownership author, and podcaster, and he does all that stuff. And I accidentally saw a YouTube video where it was about how to get work done, which is something I'm always doing research on, or always thinking about how to be more productive. And he, I guess he was asking another guy, I can't remember who the other guy was, and they were talking about Jocko was talking about when he was young, when he was first in the SEALs, he could focus on anything. Didn't matter what it was, he would see it, line up the goals, and knock them down. And when he went to college, and he said he read every single thing he was ever assigned, every page of every book, so he could answer any question. And he said, it's a waste of time, but that was my goal, so that's what I did. He went on his first tour in Iraq, and it was all good, same way. And when he went on a second tour, when he was there, it was cool, but when he came back to America and had to get back into non-combat, he couldn't focus. He found himself not focusing, and he was unable to sit down and do the reports that he wanted to do. And he looked at himself and he said, what's going on with me? And then he goes to tell you the reason why his focus was not there, his discipline was not there. And it was in the car. I happened to be getting out of the car right at that moment, because I had to go pick up my daughters from swim practice. And because I had to stop it right there, it became very clear to me. I'm sucked into this story, and I need to know what the reason is and what the solution is that we've spent all this time building up to. And I think the exact same thing is true for your emails. Actually, I know it is. I said think. I know it's true for your emails. If you want people to have high curiosity and click, you can tell stories like that. And then before you get to the punchline, before you tell them what it is, before you tell the reader what happened, you say, click here to get more. So this is not new information. It may be, but you may have seen this before. But I want you to think about it a second or third or 100th time. Telling stories, you have them. One of the things that you may have heard me say before is live life, then write emails. And so in your life, you have stories, and you can tell them in your emails. You link them to whatever you're trying to promote, but take the reader to that point and then make them click, and then pay off whatever you're teasing on the landing page or sales page of the video, what have you. In this way, like I said, you get the readers invested. This is one of the things I talk about on the Agora call. You have to get buy-in, you get investment, just like any TV show, Netflix series. After, you have to get invested. And the more you get invested, the more you're likely to binge, the more you're likely to come back, the more you're likely to, go crazy waiting for the next season to come out. And Netflix actually did a study. They found out exactly when people get hooked on average to any given series. I can't remember when that is, but they found out because they crunched the data. But you can do the same thing. Your email should tell a story. Get people invested in what's going to happen. So the story can't just be random. It has to be purposeful. There has to be something at stake. It has to pertain to desire. I have a problem I'm desiring to get rid of. Or I have this dream that I can't seem to attain. Or my client had a problem that was driving them nuts. And so there's consequences of there's pain, problem, or there's a promise. And there's a consequence to it happening or not happening. And then once you get to the point of ultimate tension, you make them click. So you could do that in a couple of paragraphs. And I intend to share some of those, in the future. But anyway, you can do that in a couple of paragraphs, 2-3 paragraphs, if you jump right into the action and make them click. And in that way, rather than teasing them by not telling them anything, just saying there's urgency, you got to click, and getting a whack click, getting a cheap click. And by cheap, I don't mean cheap like good. I mean cheap like low quality. You're going to get high quality click. You're going to get people who, in their mind, they associate excitement with you. They associate drama in a good way with you, and they want to read what you're writing. Their brain starts to, just like a TV show, starts to affix itself to your storytelling. And you should use it. I'm not saying every time, but what I am saying is don't rely on cheap tricks. Don't rely on just telling straight facts. Bring your own stories into this. And it doesn't even have to be your own stories. Stories that you hear from other people, stories that you read in a book, stories from, could be from the Netflix show that you love so much. And if other people are watching it, Game of Thrones or whatever else is hot right now, you can tell those stories and people will be sucked in. And then, boom, you hit them with the click and send them where you want them to go. And you have a higher quality click. You have a person who's going to click the next time because they get used to, I want to experience the fullness of these stories. So that's it for this tip. If you want higher curiosity, make a habit of telling stories. And like I said, you cut it off right at the moment of ultimate tension. You're going to get more clicks, you're going to get better clicks, and you're not going to be sorry about tricking people. They're not going to be mad at you about being tricked into clicking. So do that. And one quick tip, and I'm shutting up. You should have a journal, and you record your own stories and stories that grab your attention. You never know when you're going to be able to use them. But just write them down. You may be even able to use them multiple different ways to highlight different things that you want to say. But keep a journal of your stories, and you'll find that you have more things to talk about in email than you thought possible. So that's it for this video.